Welcome back to Tuesday TED Talk. All right. Now, the idea is that we're going to create in-person sessions, but for those who can't come for a variety of reasons to our location, Spring Valley Public Library or Mayer Public Library or others, we're providing these recordings so you can get the content. Okay. There's advantages to being in person where you get to eat the plants. So, all right. Now I want you to understand in this initial pictograph here what's going on. You're going to notice two things. One, the seasons are different. This picture has fall colors. This picture, spring flowers. This picture, summer fruits. So you need to understand the seasonal variation and changes going on. The other thing I want you to observe, we're going to talk about placement, a little bit of site assessment for specific plants. Remember, we're always going to end with a specific plant that you can sink your teeth into. Almond trees right here. You're going to notice a pipe coming out here. All right, that's gray water from the washing machine. According to our friend, which I mentioned last week, or last time, Jeff Shalal, County Extension Agent, gray water is okay to use for nut trees as opposed to regular fruiting trees like apricots. Okay? I don't know exactly why that is, but that is what he has advised me. Of this little gazebo up here. And up there on that higher spot is where I have planted a walnut tree, Arizona walnut, and Serviceberry. Okay? That's what these fruits are from, the Serviceberry. Now, that's not a good location for the walnut. I had in mind that gazebo and the walnut tree to provide shade while also producing fruits, nuts in this case, okay? But it's a native of a riparian stream channel kind of environment. Therefore, when you select a plant from that kind of environment, you need to have in mind that kind of site on your landscape so that it fits in and it understands and performs as designed. Okay? Now, I heard speaking one time a person who came to do a musical performance from Dallas, and he asked this question to this large group: why do you landscape here with rocks? Why do we do that? Rocks don't drink water. They save water. In Dallas, lawns, water, okay, different environment. Most of the people that are here are from somewhere else. I was born and raised in Bisbee, so I am a desert rat through and through and understand the aridity that is characteristic of Arizona. If you're from Michigan, California, some other place, Midwest, where there's a lot of water, it's just not the same here. And you'll generally want to make it like it was where you left it. But that's going to require water, and that is going to be costly and it's not going to be sustainable, put it that way. All right. So ground covers. Now, it doesn't have to be rock, gravel. You'll notice in this picture, the contrast between this landscape, is where I started from, is just all dirt. Okay. And then over here, you can obviously see different size of rocks. There's two different pathways that I've created to walk down this slope. So as I get older and I'm not as coordinated, I can navigate that while also having the slope covered, so it's minimizing erosion. Okay, but it's also retaining moisture for the plants because the plants are going to hold the soil as well. Could be rock, could be bark. Down below, which you cannot see well in this photograph, this lower gazebo down here, there are mesquite trees. When I purchased tons and hundreds of dollars worth of gravel of various sizes, I did not put it underneath the mesquite trees. 3 reasons. It's too much money, too much effort, and the canopy provides cover for the soil. So if it's going to rain, the wind, etc., the canopy and the litter, subsequent litter from the canopy, is going to protect the soil. The soil is an investment. Don't lose it. The wind, the rain, heavy torrential things will wash it away. It only takes minutes to wash away what takes years to produce. So you don't want to lose it. okay? All right, so the purpose of those coverings, save water, minimize soil loss, keep it clean. When I'm out walking around, I don't want to be trudging through a bunch of muddy dirt, okay? So this also is going to help you to not have such a messy home and reduces weeds. Now, weeds are going to happen, but you'll get a lot fewer weeds with continuous ground cover, okay? So rocks work very well. They're also heavy, they don't blow around, they don't wash away so much. All right, next. Speaking more about water, when I came to this work up here from the Valley of the Sun, from Scottsdale specifically to Prescott Valley, okay, and so I talked to some people that manage water resources up here. And I said to one person, wow, you have a tough job encouraging people to preserve this limited resource, water. And this person said, no, that's not so tough. I have a tough job of dispelling that myth, okay? The myth of water being limited, okay? Well, it is no myth. That's what they told John Wesley Powell. He told the people at an agricultural meeting in Los Angeles, you guys are squandering this resource. Probably the worst thing that we can do with anything in our lives is waste. Wasted time, wasted water, wasted food, wasted opportunity, wasted money, waste anything. It's not good. It's not a sustainable way to go. So John Wesley Powell, ahead of his time, first one down the Grand Canyon and ultimate leader of the U.S. Geological Survey, okay, taught to preserve water. It is limited. Following his admonitions, which were not necessarily adhered to, what happened? Wasn't long after that, with a lot of other factors, but the Dust Bowl followed after that. We've got to understand that water is limited. It's no myth. It's precious. Take care of it. Do what you can to preserve it. Some things that just come to mind. My brother, he bought a house between Prescott Valley, and he wants a forest, Austrian pines. Why? He wants a forest, okay? They grow fast. But, so who did I call? Jeff Shallow, County Extension Agent, see what he knew about Austrian pine. He said, well, you're going to need some water. So we planted them all in gullies that was on his lot to help concentrate where they were going to get water. They all died, okay? It just didn't work. They're not native. They're not going to be adapted to survive here unless you put a lot of that time, talent, treasure that I talked about before, okay? And you're probably not going to do it. It's not a sustainable lifestyle. Think long term. The other thing, okay, I see a bucket of ice here. All right, lady I was working with, she had a bucket of ice from some kind of function, and what did she do with it? Dumped it on the drain. And I was trying to grab it before she did that. I mean, it's just a bucket of ice. But it's the mindset. Dump it on a plant, okay? It's not going to make a big deal with regard to your overall water budget, but it's just the mindset. Don't waste anything. Okay, specifics. Okay, we're back to specifics now. Arizona walnut, as I mentioned, okay, and almonds. All right, gray water is suitable for nut trees. Now, I walked into a local nursery, and I love plants rule, animals drool. I think I've said that. But the people that work in a nursery don't necessarily understand the resource, the plants that they're working with. Plants are complicated, 4,000 species in Arizona, natives, so there's a lot to know. Difficult. So I need a walnut tree, and I had a little bit of a mental block. I forgot, is walnut monoecious or dioecious? So I asked them at the nursery. You know what they said? What's that? Okay. If it's monoecious, the same plant will have male and female parts. So you'll need to buy one tree. If it's dioecious, like jojoba, Dioecious, 2 houses. Male plants, female plants. You need both plants. If you only got one, you ain't going to have anything. And so you need to make informed choices. And so, but you can't necessarily expect the people at nursery to know all that stuff. You're going to have to do some homework, but at least know the questions to ask. And it's easy enough to look it up. Okay, a person asked me the other day about blackberries, why they're not producing fruit. And we looked it up and found a variety of fungus issues and other things, okay? So check the resources. I will be bringing additional books as we go along to help you do this. Well, you have to do your homework, and it's not just going to fall out of the sky. I mentioned John Wesley Powell, his book, Story Down the Grand Canyon, has to be the greatest adventure in the Southwest. That's a book worth reading. It's going to put you in the mindset of the Southwest. Okay, serviceberry. I'm going to mention almonds and the serviceberry, the shrub right here growing with the walnut. Okay, oftentimes these plants in nature, they grow together. All right, so when you're watering one, you're watering the other. Okay, you're getting double duty. You're not just doing the single stuff. The rose family, hugely important fruit-bearing group of plants to understand. Almonds, peaches, pears, apricots, nectarines, all those kind of things. Okay, so it's very important to know. We're going to talk more later about families of plants. And once you know the family, the roses, the citrus, the grasses, the potato, tomato, cactus, etc., you are far on your way to understanding in a landscape outside, just hiking around, what goes with what and to identify things, but also what will work well together with other plants. Okay? All right. I mentioned one last thing about the walnut tree and riparian habitat. Okay, that means a stream side, a channel, an arroyo, whatever you want to call it. And those kind of environments, often in nature, are where you're going to find these things. And it's worthwhile to create those kind of environments on your landscape. And we'll talk about how that helps you to water things in an efficient manner next time.